ball game.
What's good, everybody? Hello, we're here to report the last four games of the first round. And I will say, I'm not even gonna, we're not getting into too deep, but I'm just gonna say I know ball, you know. But to start it off, I think last time, Omar, we talked about, I believe it was obviously Cavaliers winning, OKC winning. Who else did we have? I think we had
Boston won already.
Boston had one already, and I think it was another West team, right? And it was
No. It was that the Bucks had just blown their game.
the Bucks had just lost, and the Pacers won. So now we're here to talk about the other four teams. Which to start off, I think we'll start off with the most kind of like everybody was just in denial that they everybody thought Lakers in five, but Mr. Ant Man and his
Ant-Man,
Wolves
Spider-Man, Iron Man, Wolves in five.
was in five.
We have five, right?
I'm gonna say it's a lot of a learning curve. Let's be real here. No team is ever gonna get that a deep run as of finally getting when they were in their first form. So I'll give him that. But sad to say also, LeBron's just
No.
getting older.
We're not No. We're not doing it. We're not gonna sit here and blame Braun.
No. But I'm saying as in that it sucks that they have to get Luka into the Laker routine because next year Braun is just getting older. That's what I'm saying. It's the timings of the players are going to be very, very hard to match up is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair. But roster construction was gonna be an issue. We knew that.
Yeah.
No big man. JJ Redick did not trust. I saw a lot of blame going around for JJ, but I can't sit here and blame JJ Redick. He didn't trust any of the big man. Jackson Hayes probably isn't an NBA player.
Yeah.
And it's like he didn't trust his bench. He went in a game where he played 5 for straight 24 minutes, and it's gotten to a point where I have to apologize to Nico Harris.
Okay.
I am so tired of Luke. Listen, Luka Doncic offensively is one of the elite players in this league's history. However, I am ashamed of myself because I am one to say offense is only half of the game. And for the past 2 years, because of the finals run, I overlooked this defensive deficiency, and it turned its ugly head once again in the first round. Because Luka is a defensive liability, is to put it in a nice way.
Yes,
This man does not guard. This man does not rebound. This man, it's so nasty that and how bad of shape he is every year in and year out. And Nico said this, and we all laughed.
Yeah.
I still believe the Mavericks could have gotten more than just Anthony Davis. I think they could have stolen Gafford, this, that, or the other. If they could have gotten a younger star, if they had just waited, maybe Giannis would have been on the table because we see what happened with Milwaukee.
Yep.
But the sentiment of wanting to trade Luka because you can't trust his weight of only being around 26 years old, I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing.
That's right. I'm still gonna spite him because he traded for Davis for a short-term championship victory. They didn't make the playoffs this season, so.
But I'm not. Luke, Kyrie got hurt, and so did AD.
Yeah, I know.
What's the difference?
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens next season. But if they also don't make the playoffs again, then it's.
Oh no! The Mavericks, if they will remain healthy and get Kyrie back by 3/4 of the way or near the end of the season, let him ramp up for the playoffs, that team can go to the conference final.
We'll leave that for next season. But for now, sadly, Ant-Man is still Ant-Man. He's still proving that he was the guy that everybody saw last season that we're like, yo, where'd he come from? He reminded us he's still that guy in the playoffs. Julius Randle's doing Julius Randle stuff. Jaden McDaniels was on one. So, and I'll be honest, Nas Reed saved their asses at least more than once in the ending of games.
Nas Reed is gonna get himself a nice bag.
Yeah, I mean he was 6 man last year. People can't forget that. They gotta put respect on his name. He might not have had a great season, but when the lights are big, he's ready to play.
Julius Randle, I have never seen a player to do a 180 on playoff reputation than what Julius Randle just did.
Yeah,
a guy that we could barely trust in a playoff series played amazing. McDaniels was amazing. Rudy Gobert, for the first time in a series I've seen in a long time that was against a small ball lineup, was not played off the floor.
Yep, I would agree. Yeah, but it goes back to the saying of like Lakers was not a complete team. We're gonna have to see how they do against the next winners, which we were right about. We were just off on the games because it was Warriors coming out tonight against the Houston Rockets in 7. We were correct. The Rockets were doing a little nice comeback. Fred VanVleet was on fire, is what I was hearing and I was seeing. But we were right. Sometimes it's experience into the playoffs that really that pulls out the best players, and the Warriors had that. Warriors had players that have been in game sevens. They know what to do. They know Buddy Hield was on one. I don't know what he did.
In a game that Steph Curry did not score in the first half, and the Warriors were still up, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Buddy Hield had himself a game. Jimmy Butler picked his moments greatly. Steph Curry had 20 plus in the second half. Draymond Green played extremely well. Again, the Houston Rockets, they're just missing the 1A. They have the shoes. They have Şengün, Jabari Smith, Amen Thompson, Tari Eason, so on and so forth. I don't know if Jalen Green can be that number one option. We saw him struggle throughout this playoff series, but this is also his playoff debut, so we will see. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But as of now, the Rockets are just still missing the number one option that can make plays when the offense takes a hit. There's no ball movement, no player movement. You need him to get a bucket. The Rockets just don't have that guy.
Yep, but who knows? It was surprising to even see them at second, but players develop, so maybe they'll figure something out, or maybe they're going to have to go for someone. But I'm excited to see what they bring next season. They have completely blown out. For me, they've blown it out of the water of the expectations that I had for them. But yeah, first round exit. We're pretty set. And now we're gonna go real quick to we're gonna go to the East. We're gonna go with the nice Knicks versus Detroit Pistons. Omar, how are you feeling?
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson said, "I ain't doing no game."
Jalen Brunson is that man. Listen, Cat played extremely well he hit timely shots throughout this series. But I just want to give Detroit a lot of love.
Yes.
No Ivy due to injury. Tobias Harris played extremely well. Malik Beasley played well. Cade's coming out party. Love what Detroit's doing. Can't wait to see them again next year. I hope they're able to retain Dennis Schroeder. What he does for that Pistons team off the bench. They're able to have Cade off the ball at times.
Yep.
What he does is invaluable. I hope they're able to keep him. It's just in order, the Pistons either need Ivy to become that number 2 behind Cade, or have to end up making a package deal for number 2 that could play next to Cade Cunningham in order to take that next step. But Jalen Brunson is that man.
Yep.
We're seeing a lot of old habits throughout the league coming back from the past. We're seeing the center being important again. We're seeing the small guard being important again, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, 100%. It was a great game to watch. Everybody thought, I'll be honest, I thought I was going to go to game 7 the way Detroit was playing, but Jalen Brunson's just, they have faith in him to give him the ball and he'll get that bucket. He'll struggle. It don't matter if it's a jumper, if it's a layup, it might be a 3, but he will shoot with confidence and they will go in. But that was exciting. And then we got the game where we had split the difference. We both said it was going to be a game 7. I never doubted Jokic, and he played like dog the whole season, the whole playoff round. But the Denver Nuggets did pull it away from the LA Clippers.
James Harden didn't play well in game 7. Norman Powell didn't play particularly well. The Nuggets blew him out in game 7. I will say this. Russ played extremely well.
Yep.
Jamal Murray, I couldn't tell he was hurt. Michael Porter Jr., the moment he hurt his left shoulder, he played better. The others that we haven't seen step up for Denver in a couple of years stepped up in this series.
Yeah.
And that is the reason that the Clippers are going home.
And that is why they're going home. I just think they heard some guys say that it was just a Jokic team and everybody's injured and garbage, and They were like, nah. Let me score 40 real quick. Aaron Gordon said, let me do the first dunk game winner real quick.
Aaron Gordon shooting 40+% from three.
Well, I think
Cool. I mean,
he was averaging like 20. I feel like
Christian Braun played extremely well down the
yeah,
stretch. It's just players that I didn't expect to
yeah.
step up for Denver.
Which is
Nothing.
exactly what Denver really needed though, because it's like if
But,
everybody can
yeah,
play how they play, they're a fierce opponent to be going against.
but they're not consistent, and,
Yes,
and that was the red flag with Denver.
yes.
But in this series, they were more often playing extremely well than not.
I will say. I will say though, we were 100% right. Almost every single game was tooth and nail. Who's gonna win it? It was a fantastic series to watch, and I'm hoping to see more good series like that because that one really just if you're a basketball fan, it didn't matter who we were going for because it was just beauty, just watching them go crazy. So that's
Speaking of next series,
okay.
let's preview the second round.
Yep, we're gonna preview real quick the second round. So
One of them already started.
yes, so as we were wrong about the Bucks and Pacers, they went ahead and got their first win against a Darius Garland-less team, and they picked up the win today. So I'm still so. Omar and we were talking about it. We said if Darius Garland actually plays, then Cleveland should win it. But the Pacers have been whipping up something fierce. They want people to stop disrespecting them. And if Darius Garland doesn't play, I don't know, man. The Pacers might do an upset. They got me doubting my choice.
Listen, Indiana in game one, they offensively they were great, and defensively they're a lot better than what I've been giving them credit for, based on what I've been seeing. But again, Cleveland without a secondary creator, Ty Jerome has been an elite backup, but when it's just Donovan Mitchell and you start Merrill instead of Ty Jerome, you only have really one creator because Merrill's not really creating. I think Evan Mobley's next step in development is being able to create for others. Right now, he's able to just play off the ball, plus being able to attack on his own, which he did a couple of times. And it's just like every single time Cleveland would get close, of whether make it 4-point lead, a 2-point lead, a 5-point lead, Nembhard would hit a shot, Halliburton would hit a shot, Siakam would hit a shot, Miles Turner would get a stop, and Cleveland just wasn't able to get over the hump.
Yeah.
But with Darius Garland in the lineup, I think Cleveland will be able to get it done.
So we're hoping to see him come back because it'll be a better series. But for now, I guess what are we saying, Omar? We're gonna stick to our previous statements.
I picked Cleveland 200. I feel like I can't jump off the ship from round two.
I will stick with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm hoping I want to only have one wrong choice this playoffs, which is the Bucks. Let's hope us doubting the Pacers isn't gonna cook us twice in a row, right? Okay, going from there, we're gonna go to our West buddies. We're gonna go OKC and Denver.
We're gonna skip over Boston and New York.
We can go back to that. We can go back to that. Okay. I feel like it was a little bit, but I will say,
okay.
I'm gonna say OKC versus Denver is the game. If Denver plays how they've been playing this series, it's scary, bro. Oh, but the thing is, I will give OKC still. OKC's winning it because they have enough centers to tire out Jokic. Jokic played not great this series. I don't think he'll be doing that much better against a Hartenstein, and when Hartenstein's tired, I'll Chet Holmgren. And I think that defensively, they're just a better team that'll stop the shots and stuff. So
yeah, Thunder and 5.
Yeah, I still think Thunder's gonna take it. No disrespect to Denver though. Denver.
Defensively, the Thunder are just on another level.
Yeah, they've shown that. You know, man. You think Thunder in 5? I'm gonna go sweep. I just have too much confidence in them. Too much.
I'm not gonna disrespect Jokic to the point.
I will disrespect him, even though I was saying that he's pretty good and he was gonna win the other game. All right, now number 3 and 2, Knicks and Boston. We saw this coming. I think
Yeah.
sadly, I still have to pick Boston. Like
Unfortunate.
Boston in 5, bro. Boston maybe in 6.
Yeah. I hope New York forces a game 6. Offensively, it's just if it's frustrating because Orlando gave the
They put up
rest of like
fights.
the playoff run the blueprint to beat Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Orlando just didn't have it offensively to take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
New York just doesn't play defense. That doesn't play that level of defensive physicality, and it's frustrating because you have OG Anunoby and Bridges, but Boston, it was belt to ass all regular season long.
Yeah.
I will say the one game that the Knicks did have Mitchell Robinson, it took Tatum heroics to force it into overtime and eventually win that game over New York. But if New York just allows Pritchard to get whatever he wants, that's the thing with Boston. If you're able to slow down, just make Tatum and Brown beat you in isolations, then you don't have to worry about Pritchard or White getting up 6, 7, 8 threes. Then you have it. Then you give yourself a fighting chance. And New York's offensive punch, you should be able to compete. But New York doesn't do that. They allow Boston to run their offense. They spread the floor, get in transition. Then you have White going off. You have Pritchard going off. Horford getting open corner threes, and that's when Boston's at their best. If New York doesn't play defense at a high level, they're gonna get swept.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna hope that New York is able to get a couple games
So,
and,
but,
and give and just make this interesting series. I'm gonna say Celtics in 6. I'm gonna say
yeah.
New York is gonna learn from their mistakes, learn from what Orlando presented them, and make this a competitive 6 game series.
I this is actually the only time I pray that I'm wrong because man, I don't want to see the Celtics, bro. Please don't make me watch Celtic ball again, like anything but that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'm over it. Yeah.
now we're gonna go to the spicy game in the sense that it's not second and third seed, but the underdogs in a 6th and 7th seed, Wolves and Warriors.
Wow.
Who you got, Omar? Who you
So
got?
this is the thing. I could disrespect Minnesota all over again because it would be the same thing that we said with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Play Rudy off the floor, make Randall and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Nah, bro. We got the legend killer, prime Randy Orton legend killer, and freaking Anthony Edwards right now, flowing through his blood. He is going for the stones. He's trying to claim all the legends. I, I mean, I'm gonna have to go for the Wolves. That's. I think he's just gonna turn it up again. I don't think the Golden State Warriors have enough. But
I think my thing is I'm gonna pick Gold. I'm gonna pick Minnesota.
mm-hmm.
Like, who are you picking?
Yeah, Minnesota, the Wolves.
Minnesota. Okay. So, man. So I think you're able to put Rudy Gobert on Draymond. So you don't necessarily have to take Rudy
Yeah.
Gobert off the floor.
Mhm.
Because that was something with the Lakers. It was either Vanderbilt or whoever. You're able to hide Gobert on that defensively and have him play help. Because Golden State doesn't really play a lot of pick and rolls. They do a lot of off the ball movement.
Yeah.
And to get shooters open more rather than a driving pick game. So you're able to put Randall on like Jimmy Butler to play a physical standpoint there, and then have Ant chase Steph Curry, which she's always taken that opportunity to guard him, Kyrie,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So I think defensively it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm not gonna sit here the moment after Julius Randle played extremely well around. I'm like, oh nah, screw that. He's gonna play back. Like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I think Ant, Nas Reed. I think I have Minnesota in 6.
I was gonna say like Minnesota 6-7. I could see this game going to like a game 7. We'll see. I just, you know, I this is another one where I'll probably like it'll be so interesting to see Golden State make it to the Western Conference Finals, but it don't matter. Whoever makes it against OKC's taking it all. But there's gonna be some talks if Golden State can manage to pull this one through, bro. Everybody's gonna have to have a very uncomfortable talk about who's the top 3. But that's not here or there. I'm not gonna count my my eggs before they're in the basket or wherever the saying is. We'll just see. we're so far. Well, I think right now I'm actually two wrong. I was wrong with Lakers and I was wrong with the Bucks. Let's not make it. Let's keep it at two for me. I think you're at three, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
picked.
Let, let,
the Clippers.
let's hope our new predictions. Even though I think we kind of picked everything the same, nothing changed
Yeah.
other than because we even still had Golden State losing in the second round, but
Yeah,
against the Lakers. But this time it's the Wolves.
Mhm.
But
Which we did say.
yeah,
Whoever comes out of that Warriors over between the Timberwolves Lakers series, we would have going to the conference.
yeah. But if you guys, have any doubts, if these playoffs have completely changed your mind, these rounds, if you think, who knows, the Pacers upset, or if you think Denver, I don't know, bro. There's so much basketball's so great because anything can happen. Obviously, freak injuries, players getting hot, teams getting crazy. But if you guys have anything interesting, or you guys think that we're crazy, thinking that Cleveland's gonna take it all, or I think OKC's gonna take it all, let us in the comments who you guys want to see win. Who was the MVP of the whole round ones? Just let us know. Comment, like. But we will catch you on the next one, probably after 2 games end of round 2, and we'll review that. We'll talk about the goods and the bads. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.